We got my husky a puppy, so come with me to pick her up and bring her home. Last week on our flight back from our honeymoon, I saw an IG post about this puppy who had just been rescued from a reserve in northern Saskatchewan. When we got home, we flipped a coin that accidentally landed the wrong way, and 3 days later, I was on my way to fly out and get her. It's 4 in the morning. On my way to go get Smuckers. The roads are terrible, so I got to the airport with just minutes to spare and literally sprinted through it to get on the airplane. And I was so anxious the whole flight because it was going to be negative 25 Celsius in Calgary, which meant it might be too cold to fly her back home. All right, we're just going to pick up the kennel, and they will be here in 5 minutes. Once I got her crate out of baggage, her fosters were already there waiting for me. So once again, I sprinted through that airport to go and get her. She and her daughter walked me out to the car, and this was the exact moment that I saw her for the first time.
Hi, baby.
She was so scared and so sad to leave her foster family. It broke my heart listening to her cry, but we had 4 hours before our flight home, so I found a quiet spot and worked on gaining her trust. She wasn't really in the mood for exercise, but I really wanted to tire her out before the flight, so I took her outside, turn around, and play in the snow a bit, and just spend some time with her before I had to check her in. Unfortunately, she was too big already to fit in the carry-on size bag, so she would have to fly under the plane with baggage in the special pet holding area, which can be super scary and even dangerous for some dogs. I also did my best to win her over before she met her dad, who has a history of stealing our dog's hearts and making me despair.
Say mama. Say mama. You could say I love my mom more than my dad.
By the time I had to get her checked in, it was warm enough for her to fly, and I may have tired her out too much because she was so tired she wouldn't walk at all, so I carried all 30 pounds of her through the entire airport. My arms are still burning from it. The airport staff were super reassuring about the pet holding area and just how it's temperature controlled and pressurized and there's a light for them. But I was obviously still worried. I got her all comfy and cozy inside her crate, but she didn't love it. I brought her to the baggage area to drop her off, and this was the scariest part for me because it looks like she's just being sent away to nowhere good. I was in tears. It was so stressful and just on the edge of my seat the entire flight, but it honestly was such a chill flight. Easy takeoff, easy landing. 30 minutes after we landed, they brought her out of the baggage area. And I was just so relieved to see her safe in there. I think I was more stressed than she was. And then on the car ride home, she did the exact same thing that Levi did when I rescued him. She looked up at me and just stared into my eyes before eventually falling asleep in a little ball on the seat. It was past midnight when I finally got home. The dogs were all sleeping, and this was Brandon's first look at his baby girl. But when the dogs woke up, it was just chaos, so obviously we didn't film. We just took her outside and introduced them one at a time to her. We were babysitting Tito, and between the two of them, it was just chaotic. We also just wanted to give her space because she was obviously stressed and scared from the flight and being in a new province and a new home. So it wasn't this like super calm, cute, adorable, romantic first meeting. It was exactly what you can expect from a husky and a bulldog. Within an hour, she did start to get more comfortable with them and wanted to sit next to them on her own volition. And Levi was honestly really, really excited to meet her. So was Tito, but we just kind of had to hold him back a little bit because he can be so full on. At this point, it was 2 a.m, and we live in a duplex, so we were trying to keep the noise down. We initially put her crate beside our bed, but every time she would cry, it would trigger Levi and Tito howling. So I ended up just sleeping on the couch with her and deciding we would do crate training during the day when our neighbors were at work. The next morning, Levi was a lot less excited about her. He was kind of like, "You're still here?" She was really starting to get more comfortable with us and with the other dogs, and oh my god, look at her. This has to be my favorite video of her so far.
Hi, Derpy. Oh, big stretch.
I brought her into the bedroom to say good morning to her dad, and you can just see how tired we were. We had literally slept for 2 hours the night before. These morning cuddles do make me nervous that I might become the spare human again, but I still have time to make her a mommy's girl. This first morning, Levi wanted absolutely nothing to do with her at all. And she's so sweet. She just wants to be his friend, but he is not having it. He did make one attempt to play with her, but she doesn't speak husky.
What was that? She doesn't know how to play with me yet. Come on, Smuckers.
He is slowly starting to warm up to her though. At one point, she jumped up on his couch and by his own volition, he joined her. And Tito really likes her. She was cuddling him all afternoon. We FaceTimed her Nana, who is Levi's treat dealer, so I'm sure she'll be excited to meet her. And then in the late afternoon, we had a little scare and ran her to the emergency vet because she started peeing green. In triage, they checked all her vitals and said everything seemed normal. And because we already have a vet appointment for her in a couple days, they said it would be fine to wait until then to do a urinalysis. Later that day, we took her for her first walk and she was so good on her leash. I didn't realize I was recording this in slow motion, but I'm really glad I did because you can really see both of their facial expressions here. I fed her dinner in her playpen and the other dogs were really jealous of her puppy food. You can really see how displeased Levi is here with this little intruder stealing her dad's heart. We were all so tired, so everybody passed out for a nap after dinner. And then Brandon stole some more puppy snuggles. Up until this point, she had been so chill. We thought we had gotten the perfect puppy, but then at midnight, she decided to finally come out of her shell. At this point, she was really trying to get to know Levi. But not only is Levi really grumpy at night, but he's also nursing a little bit of a leg injury. So he just wasn't ready to be her friend yet. But he was exactly like this with Tito when we first brought him home. And now they're best friends. So I have no doubt that in time, they'll be best buds too. His couch is his special space. And whenever any dog tries to get on it, he usually growls. And he was being a really good boy letting her on it, even though he was definitely giving her the eyes like, if you cross this barrier, you're done. I still relished every second of this moment together with my two dogs, my baby boy and my baby girl. I slept on the couch beside her playpen and she didn't cry all night. And I'm currently giving her cuddles this morning while I'm editing this video. And I can't wait to update you guys on how her and Levi's relationship is blossoming.